That's okay because that just screwed him up letting me do anything with him anymore.
can't.
That lead's gonna take forever. She's never been in trouble before. I think he's doing hearings in the courtroom.
Judge, you're mute on the Zoom.
I think he's doing it. Put him on that one.
Cesar Briscalvo Martinez. Oh. I put a note. Okay, we'll go on the record in cause numbers D40593, D40595, and D40597, all style state versus Cesar Briscalvo Martinez. I have counsel for both sides present, defendants present, and both sides are ready.
Your Honor, I call motion continuous based on vacation letter that I've got in file. I believe the state has an objection.
Mr. Wolf, is that? All right.
And
And
my client is not either. I've discussed it.
thank you. So the record can reflect that Mr. Briscalvo is currently in custody, and so those motions to continue are granted. All right. Zachary Metz. How you doing?
Good.
Okay, this is cause number D40589, State versus Zachary Metz. I have counsel for both sides present, defendants present, and are both sides ready for trial on this case?
They may have to send the drugs off to be tested.
Though the old testing issue strikes again.
I do think.
No, and I know that there's an issue with not the state here, but just statewide.
And I do think this case will resolve. We're going to announce it not ready for that reason.
Because you don't have the lab. Okay. Makes perfect sense. Do you know what the time frame is on that testing?
I'm being told that to send it, it depends on, if you send it to BPS, giving me a 6-week window. If you send it to Armstrong Labs and Arc, and they're giving me a 4 to 6 week window. So that was as of last week when I called. So
All right, record can reflect that Mr. Metz is not in custody.
How long do you want? 2 weeks before we make a decision, would that be good for you? Just,
that's, it's fine. I understand it's coming from above.
I understand. And he's entitled to probation anyway, so it's really not gonna be any worse than your offer.
So it's a mandatory probation.
Yeah.
All right. All right, so the court will make that note on the docket sheet and on the record that this case is continued. So,
Okay.
sir, keep in touch with your attorney.
Yes.
All right, that concludes this. You're free to go, sir.
Yes.
Jimmy Lawrence. How you doing, sir? Before we go on the record, Mr. Lawrence, do you have an attorney? Oh, okay. Yeah, just hang tight. Well, we'll wait and get him up here. No, just, you're good. You're good. Okay, this is cause number D40587, State versus Jimmy Lawrence. I have counsel for both sides present. I think the record needs to reflect this is Mr. Biltz's first time to appear in court with Mr. Lawrence in this case, based on there were other attorneys involved.
Yes, it is, Judge. And so I believe I substituted in for Mr. Jack. This is our first appearance on the new case.
Yes. Okay.
And then, Your Honor, we do have 2 other cases that are older than this one.
Yes.
I'm assuming Mr. Brooks is on his way.
Yes.
So if we have a moment to pass this and sit down and discuss, I think
Okay.
everybody can.
Yeah.
I mean, you mean this morning or
No, like,
Yeah,
put it on
because they're not out of the same transaction. So
There's
3
a
cases.
2019, 2019, there's a January 2020, and this is in October 2020. And so
okay.
I think we need to get them all together and talk to them.
Okay. So both sides are announcing not ready.
Yeah,
for
we
this
we
case.
could make it an oral motion from the group continuance. If that's
And not ready.
All right. That will be granted. Do we have an order? We used to though. We'll get y'all, yeah. Been so long. Sorry.
That's just the agreed motion for continuance?
Yes, yes. Great. Y'all did the motion orally, but it's just the order. Mr. Lawrence, just sign that order there. Mr. Biltz will get you in state. Then you'll be free to go. Tawan Harris. Okay, this is cause number D40583, State versus Tawan Harris. Counsel for both sides is present. Defendant's present, and this is a trial announcement. Are both sides ready in this case? Okay.
I'll be here anyway, so that's fine.
All right. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
That concludes this hearing. Daniel Hanna. You're representing. There was a Teresa Peel that originally was on this.
Oh, yeah. She withdrew.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, no, she did. You're welcome.
All right. We'll go on the record in D40581, State versus Daniel Hanna. Counsel for both sides is present. Defendant's present, and this is trial announcement. Are both sides ready in this case?
We received it on. But Mr. Wolf has only been on the case for a minimum amount of time, so I don't know if he might if he changes it up, things may change, but right now we're headed for trial. Did that make any sense?
Well, sort of. You say you're ready.
Yeah.
But you haven't let him say what he is.
No, I'm just speculating.
We'll see what he says. I'm going to speculate. So I still really don't know.
That's exactly right. Your, my concern is this, I am later this morning to announce maybe on Luna, which I think is the oldest jail in Point, which is a 20-time indictment of Marbury. You're either of those is going, then I cannot also in good conscience say that I'm ready on this case. However, Luna, for whatever reason, is not going, then I can be ready on this case. The program, I'm sure remember conduct on conversions perhaps more than once. But I think that later on the docket, I would agree with technical data can be the prospect case of an employee and Mr. Linda's case. So hold on announcement. Then I'd be in a better position to know what I'm realistically.
Can you hang out for a little bit?
Sure.
All right. We'll be, let's recess. I think that'll make more sense. Francisco Campos. Yes, sir.
There's some confusion as to whether this will be a Zoom hearing or not. I found out it's not a Zoom hearing, it needs to be in person. So I'm going to have Campos to come to the court.
Okay.
It's going to be recalled.
Yeah, and I know that it just got switched last Friday. Everything kind of went.
So he was under the impression that by Zoom, so he was standing by Zoom, I think,
Okay.
or at least my alley.
I could have sworn I saw him pop up on Zoom. And
Well, that's,
disappear.
there we go. If it's there, we can do it, but
No, he's not, but I think he was up there.
then that leads me to assume that he is on his way here to the courtroom.
Okay.
So,
You know, so you
Pete Luna.
minutes of like. As long as it depends on
Yeah.
then we're okay. But Cedric and his daughter. Where'd the marriage?
Okay, this is cause number D38903, State versus Pete Luna. Counsel for both sides is present, defendant's present. And this is trial announcement, and also D39453. Both sides are present again, defendant's present. Both sides ready?
We are ready, not on the case that you've got in your hand, 493. My understanding would be that the older case, or the sexual assault would be tried first. I don't think they're intending to try them both together.
Oh,
They're
okay,
just
yeah.
on the scheduling order together.
My eyes are blurring looking at
Yeah.
those numbers. So,
We've not ever been, or have not been given an offer in
the fellow registered.
no, in the other case, in either case really. So I mean,
Okay.
if the state is forthcoming with an offer, then we could consider that. But at this point, and for the whole of COVID, we've been anticipating a trial.
Okay, so you're ready in
Yes.
this case? State's ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. That concludes this hearing.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, some of the things that they have written down, I'm considering it right now. So it looks like I'm in something that I'm not. And I haven't picked up, and they're so lucky. You just want one of them.
Yeah, I'm gonna just take the lowest clause number. I think that's the one I've been writing in.
Okay.
Okay. Who's that? Oh, Hannah. We'll come out of recess from D40581. And again, counsel for both sides present, defendants present. What says the state at this point?
First, I've asked the court to make note on the record that the defendant is not currently in custody.
Yes, record would so reflect that.
And given that, I will not ready because I previously announced for any contact with the second
All right. I'll keep it on the trial docket till I see a motion. All right. That concludes this hearing. If he files it, and you're agreed with it,
I agree. I tell you right now.
okay, just, okay,
So just in order,
yes,
okay. Not have Mr. Price sign it.
yes.
I remember what we did back in the day.
I'd prefer to have him sign it than Ms. Peel, so who used to be on the case. I don't know. So I just need to have his name.
Maybe, but we got late next week. Let's see if he responds to my email. Because I hate the issue of war. Well, but it's not at me because it's okay version of it.
Okay, Pete, I'm sorry, Nicholas Hoyt. What is this? 39251. Is that also one?
That's all. You can mark that off. I guess maybe one. No. Cody Ramsey's off.
Oh,
Ashley Davies off. They said they're gonna submit the pre-order. I don't know why they took Davey off. Ashley, and then Cody Ramsey's off. Not yet. Well, Steve vanished. Oh, and then
is this cause number on Nicholas, is that also a cause number that goes with him?
oh, with Nicholas Hoyt, yes.
39251.
Did I not get that on there?
It's just written on there, so I want to make sure.
Let me make sure it's on the top. Honestly.
Okay, we'll go on the record in cause numbers 39232 through cause number 39251. Those are all in sequential order. State versus Nicholas Hoyt. I have state's counsel, defense counsel, defendants present. Are both sides ready in these cases?
There was an evaluation prepared by Dr. my client. I don't have this possession of that evaluation, but I think he is finished. But that's just a matter of just generating. But other than those two matters, we're ready.
Okay. State ready?
Your Honor, I'm slightly confused because my review of the case, I see that the court has already ruled on two different motions to suppress. And I'm trying to glean what the third motion is and how it differs from one of the first two.
It's been a while, Your Honor. This case has gone on for quite some time, but I recall the basis of one of the motions to suppress on insufficiency of the warrant.
Yes, I recall that one.
The court ruled on that. I don't know about the second one. Again, it's been a while. I'm not sure the basis of the second one. The third one I filed, one that I thought in my mind is our second one is on the time that the warrant was, the phones and computer were seized, so the time they were actually searched by law enforcement. That's the basis of this latest motion that we're looking to. And the court has not ruled on that issue.
You said you've seen two rulings?
I thought that it was.
We can go off the record just for a second. I don't recall just but one.
My recollection is one, it's quite low, there's been a lot of cases.
Yeah.
I know there's been quite a few motions filed in this case.
Your second suppression is set. Your second suppression is set.
Yes, sir.
I don't know, maybe the court could have been at the same time,
Maybe so.
whether the court's on one of the two.
Filed on the same day.
Because they should file something.
Yes. July 16th of 2019.
Did the court make rulings on both of those?
Okay, so the basis of the case is search of the phone and search of the computer. And
No.
so, but yes, I did file two motions to suppress, one pertaining to the phone, one pertaining to the computer, under one theory that the warrant was insufficient as far as the.
Okay.
And so
I have a rule on both.
So this is
The ones
this
that
is
you
my
showed.
second theory is the suppression of phone and computer, and that being the timeliness of the actual search by the Attorney General's office.
All right, let's come out of recess then. So short of the motion to suppress the new one that you filed, you're ready to go?
Yes, just wanted to say that I'm talking about Capp's report. I'm very familiar with Dr. Capp's work ethic, his responsiveness to getting his reports back, so I'm sure that should not be an issue. I don't think I have that just report in my hand.
Okay. State, first 10.
Yes.
Okay. I believe that concludes this hearing. Yes, and I seems like I've signed an invoice for Dr. Tapp recently in this case, so you may want to make notes. Huh? Daniel Borrell. Okay, this is cause number D38655, State versus Daniel Borrell. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And I have counsel for both sides present, defendants present. This is a revocation status on a motion to adjudicate, actually.
Judge, we have multiple offers that we're discussing now, negotiating. If we can just come back here in a few minutes, we may have a better idea.
Okay, we'll recess.
Thank
You gonna give him all his offers? Pick A, B, or C? Marwin Okay, yeah.
Ricky, were you one of the 9 cases they sent in the you missed the vote. And so Joe will have his first as a judge.
Oh, Joe, yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. They've already had one. John Perkins did one last week.
Yes. I had to find out what it is. I talked to Jennifer the week before, and she's like, "Oh, what? We're gonna pick." I was like, "What?" She goes, "We're gonna kind of help each other and sit together." I like a centralized jury.
both style state versus Frederick McDonald. And I have state's counsel present. And that's about it. I have defendant's name has been called 3 times and there's been no response. His attorney, Mr. Christian Johnson, is not present. And it seems like the court in both of these cases authorized some sort of bond. It looks like in D40562, Mr. McDonald executed a bond in the amount of $20,000 through AAA Bail Bonds 2. And that was done on March the 12th, 2021. And the other cause number, D40563, there was also a bond in the same amount through the same company, AAA Bail Bonds 2, executed March the 12th, 2021. And there were some conditions that were placed on Mr. McDonald. And I don't know if those have been complied with. One of which I see specifically is that he have an ankle monitor attached upon his person at his expense. Mr. Wolf, I think this was before you came back.
I believe it was. I do see the proposed order that was, well, yeah, this says it was sent April 7th. Which would have been an amendment to whatever pretrial conditions were in place. And I do see that number 2 is that the defendant had an ankle monitor. I also see that he's to report daily on Monday, which would be today, to the department.
No, today's Tuesday.
So I'm curious as to whether he reported yesterday. I'm also worried about myself that I think it's Monday. Has the court heard from opposing counsel?
No. The court originally had a motion to reduce bond where it reduced bonds in each case to 101,000 surety. And then subsequent to that, an order came and the court signed that order reducing to 101,000 surety. But then there was an agreed order after that agreed to by Mr. Mackey at the time to $20,000 cash or surety, which, well, anyway, there we are.
The only communication I had in the state's file to explain that it indicates that the need to get the defendant on the tail was brought on by some serious health issues. That's all I'm saying.
I do recall the serious health issues that were discussed by the attorney at the time.
I have a number of the court would all contend that at this point. I think that we want the opposing counsel.
He just
Let's go off the record. He's apparently saying he's trying to get in through Zoom.
said, I'm getting in touch. Is it Zoom? Is this Zoom? No, it was in person. Do you want me to? This, and then the last one we have, this one would be by Zoom. But she has to reset up. So do you want me to give him the code?
Yeah.
And at least we can know why. We didn't get a schedule order why he hasn't already. But he did do a status form, so that's weird. Oh. Yes, my guy literally had to stand next to the judge and talk. Like, we shouldn't have much on this. Is just a trial announcement, but I don't know about this Christian. Okay, let me email him.
Well, I know that, you know.
You can have people and like he actually has cameras in the courtroom set up. They use that where you can have an in-person at the table, and I can be sitting in my office, and she's got a on the bench,
We've been talking about something like that.
but it's also talking about returning to standard that.
Yeah, I know. That's one thing we've never been good about here is wasting technology. We've never wasted technology. So we need to find out in order to do Mr. Johnson's hearing.
That and this one with Cedric is your last two.
And Burrell is coming back.
At one.
Okay.
Because they need time to get the judgment and everything done.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be a complete.
Harris and
Barnson or Barnstorm or whatever.
Do you have Burrell in there?
Which one?
We're okay with it.
I don't think we did that.
No, but
It's just anything. I just,
Oh.
I didn't know if you already
okay,
decided.
so you do still have Burrell's file. Okay, good. I was looking for it. That's gonna come back at one. Branson's gonna come back at one. And then Francisco Campos is gonna be one of those three from this morning. I'm sorry?
I know we're doing on Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't that Cody's?
Yes.
The one he emailed 500 times? Oh. Branson Campos with Steve. Yes, ma'am. And then Burrow with Bill Price. Yes. So the last three we have are the two for Mr. McDonald and the one for Morales. We went quick.
Can we just do this one?
Yes. Steve said Branson and Campos are his two. Here's those that are on something. You want to do that one? Get that one first. McDonald and the one with Cedric that says Morales Ramirez.
If I put the speaker up to the computer, can you do it? Okay.
McDonald.
Mr. Johnson, can you hear me?
Yes, Your Honor, I've been able to hear you.
Okay. Leslie, did you hear?
Yes.
You did? Okay. All right. And is your client, Mr. Ramirez, present?
Mrs. Ramirez, yes, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. Ma'am, is that you?
Yes.
Okay. Did you hear that, Leslie?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
How do you pronounce your first name, Miss Morales?
Denise.
Denise.
Denise. Oh, okay. All right. We'll go on the record in cause number 40591, State versus Denise Ramirez Morales. I have State's Counsel present in the courtroom, defendant and defense counsel are present through Zoom. This is a trial announcement. Are both sides ready in this case?
Your Honor, the defense is not ready. There's a formal motion for continuance that was filed. I'm not 100% sure if it's in the court's file, but the motion is based off a vacation letter that Mr. Crawford has on the trial setting dates. And I think that vacation letter was filed back in May.
Okay. So you said there's a motion to continue based on a vacation letter filed by Mr. Crawford.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you hear that? Before I ask the state its position on the continuance, I'll make a note that Ms. Ramirez Morales is currently not in custody. But with that, how many counts are in this case?
I believe there's 25 counts.
Okay. What's the state's position on the motion to continue?
Now, I cannot hear the state, Your Honor.
You want to get closer? Here, I'm going to put him. Did you hear that?
No.
State does not oppose it due to the fact there's a vacation letter.
Okay, perfect.
All right. Motion to continue is granted. That concludes this hearing.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
And Ms. Morales is free to log off, Your Honor?
Oh, yes, yes. Okay. Yeah, it's, yeah. So we're just waiting on Mr. McDonald and Mr. See what Monday? Do what? Sir, it says Cody Galaxy's note. Are you here for a hearing? The individual on the cell phone or computer, the Galaxy Note 20. Can you hear me, sir? Yes. No. Yeah, all it has is, ask to unmute, but it doesn't say you should do a bright light in their face. I don't know. I've got it on right now. I gotta figure that out. I don't know. I just need an order on that continuance. No, let me do that. Let me do this one.
Project McDonald has already. Huh? Well, now, one of Wednesday afternoon.
And in the afternoon may move to the morning.
I mean.
And then they came to their underground on the 20th. All because We'll be back at 1. Yes, there's somebody that's appeared that has the last 3 numbers of their phone is 429. Who is that? Or on 089. 089 is muted.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Yes, that's Frederick McDonald of 089.
089, okay. What about 429? Mr. McDonald, your attorney is,
Christian Johnson, I'm here, sir.
okay, you're there too. All right.
Yes. And let me apologize in advance for the inconvenience. This just passed my radar. This is on me.
Okay. I've got State's Counsel present in the courtroom, so we can go ahead and do that. And it looks like we maybe need to do an arraignment as well. I don't know if there's ever been an arraignment in this case.
I believe there was initially.
Did y'all execute a waiver of arraignment?
I don't believe so, Judge. No, sir. And I apologize, I don't have the file in front of me.
Okay. All right, let's.
But I'm almost positive we didn't do a waiver of arraignment, Judge.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and let's do an arraignment this morning because I don't think that's been done. All right, we'll come out of recess in 40562 and 40563. State's Counsel is present in the courtroom. The defendant's present through Zoom with his attorney of record, also present through Zoom. And before we go any further, Mr. McDonald, your full and complete name is Frederick McDonald.
Frederick Lamar McDonald.
Okay. And Mr. Johnson, on behalf of your client, do you wish to waive arraignment in both cases and their pleas of not guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Record can so reflect. Now we'll get to trial announcement. Are both sides ready in this case, in these cases?
Not as of yet, Judge.
Okay. Are you waiting on some discovery or?
I think I've received all discovery the state has at this point. We haven't had any discussions about the case at all, other than what they've turned over to me.
Okay. All right. So you're announcing not ready.
Yes.
Okay. What about the state? And Mr. Wolf is here. Mr. Wolf, do you want to approach the microphone? All right. Yes. Did you hear that, Mr. Johnson?
No, Judge, I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
Okay. Mr. Wolf said if he's got other cases he's getting ready for, that if you
Sure.
file motions to continue in both cases, he will not object to those continuances.
Okay, I'll speak to my client and see if that's the direction we're going to go in.
Okay.
But I'll have it filed by next week. If that's okay with the court? If that's what.
Sooner rather than later. So
yes, Judge.
Does your client does he have an ankle monitor currently?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. All right. Get that motion, if that's the way you're gonna go, I mean, if not, then
Sure.
it's gonna remain on the trial docket till further action.
Yes, sir. And will you remind me of the trial date, Judge? It's August, isn't it?
August the 2nd,
Okay, got it.
coming up pretty quickly.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you, Judge. Is there anything else?
I think that's anything from the state. All right. That concludes both these hearings. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Wolf. All right. Bye.
The individual on the Cody Galaxy Note 20, sir, are you here for a hearing? Just to spectate.